I remember the exact moment my world shattered. It was a rainy Thursday afternoon, and the fluorescent lights in the office cast a sterile glow over the cubicles. I had just received an anonymous email, cryptically titled "Something You Should Know." With a trembling hand, I clicked it open, my heart pounding in my chest. What I saw made my blood run cold: a series of photographs of my wife, Helga, with another man. They were taken over several months, each one more damning than the last. I felt the room spin, my vision narrowing as I struggled to breathe. After 17 years of marriage, the foundation of my life had crumbled in an instant. If you're excited about this story, let us know. If you enjoyed the video, press 1. If not, press 0. Your feedback really inspires me to gather more uplifting and meaningful stories. As I stared at the images on my screen, a sense of disbelief washed over me. Helga and I had been through so much together, raising 2 children, building our careers, and supporting each other through thick and thin. How could this be happening? I scrutinized each photograph, trying to convince myself they were somehow doctored, a cruel joke. But deep down, I knew they were real. The intimacy in Helga's eyes, the way she leaned into the man, spoke volumes that no amount of denial could erase. The rain outside mirrored my inner turmoil, a steady drumming that seemed to punctuate my spiraling thoughts. I couldn't confront her, not yet. I needed to understand the full extent of her betrayal. Gathering myself, I resolved to investigate further, to find out who this man was and how long their affair had been going on. My first step was to secure the evidence. I forwarded the email to my personal account, ensuring I had access to it outside the office. Then, I printed the photos, each one a dagger to my heart, and locked them in my desk drawer. I couldn't risk anyone else seeing them, not until I had a plan. The next few days were a blur. I went through the motions at work, my mind constantly drifting back to Helga and the faceless man. I began to scrutinize my colleagues, wondering if any of them could be involved. Paranoia crept in, making it hard to focus on my tasks. Then, a breakthrough came unexpectedly. I was staying late one evening, poring over a client presentation, when I overheard a conversation in the hallway. 2 co-workers, voices hushed, were discussing a recent scandal. My ears perked up when I caught Helga's name. Can you believe it? Helga and Greg have been sneaking around for months. Yeah, it's all over the office. Poor guy, he has no idea. My heart sank. So it was someone from my office. Greg, the new marketing director. He had joined the company 6 months ago, and I had never paid him much attention. Now, he was the key to unraveling this sordid affair. That night, I confronted Helga. I waited until the kids were asleep, then asked her to join me in the living room. She looked puzzled but followed me, sitting down across from me with a concerned expression. "What's going on?" she asked, her voice tinged with worry. I took a deep breath, my hands shaking. I know about Greg. Her reaction was instantaneous. Her face paled, and she looked away, guilt written all over her features. I can explain," she stammered. "Explain what?" "How you've been cheating on me. How you've been lying to my face for months." My voice rose, and I had to force myself to stay calm. Tears welled up in her eyes. "It wasn't supposed to happen. We were just friends at first, but then, it got complicated." "Complicated? You've destroyed our family, Helga. How could you do this to us, to me?" She sobbed, covering her face with her hands. "I never wanted to hurt you. I was lonely, and Greg was there. It was a mistake, a terrible mistake." Her words felt hollow, an echo of every cliché I'd ever heard about infidelity. I stood up, pacing the room as I tried to process the flood of emotions. "We'll talk about this later," I said finally, my voice cold. "Right now, I need to be alone." The days that followed were a nightmare. I couldn't escape the images of Helga and Greg, their betrayal haunting my every waking moment. At work, I avoided Greg, unable to face him without wanting to lash out. Helga and I communicated only when necessary, our home a tense battleground. One evening, while she was out, I decided to dig deeper into her affair. I went through her emails, messages, anything I could find that might give me answers. What I discovered was a tangled web of deceit, stretching back almost a year. They had been careful, but not careful enough. There were messages of love, secret meetings, plans for a future that didn't include me. It was too much. I felt a rage unlike anything I'd ever known. I wanted to confront Greg, to make him pay for what he'd done. But I knew that would solve nothing. Instead, I needed to focus on my children, to shield them from the fallout as much as possible. Helga and I continued our charade for the sake of the kids, but our marriage was over. I consulted a lawyer, gathering information on my options. Divorce seemed inevitable, but I needed to be strategic, to ensure I didn't lose everything in the process. One night, as we sat in stony silence at the dinner table, I finally spoke. "Helga, we need to talk." She looked up, her eyes red from crying. "About what?" "About our future. This isn't working. We can't go on like this." She nodded, tears spilling down her cheeks. "I know. I don't want to hurt the kids, but we can't stay together just for them. I've spoken to a lawyer," I continued. "We need to figure out the best way to handle this, for everyone's sake." It was a painful conversation, but necessary. We agreed to separate, to try and make the transition as smooth as possible for our children. It was the hardest decision I'd ever made, but I knew it was the right one. The months that followed were a whirlwind of legal proceedings, counseling sessions, and difficult conversations with our children. Through it all, I focused on rebuilding my life. I found solace in my work, throwing myself into new projects and challenges. Greg left the company shortly after our confrontation. I never saw him again, and I was glad for it. Helga and I maintained a cordial relationship for the sake of our children, but the trust was gone. In time, I found a new sense of peace. I realized that Helga's betrayal, as painful as it was, had also set me free. Free to rediscover myself, to pursue my own happiness. And slowly, I began to heal. As I sit here now, reflecting on the past year, I can see how far I've come. The pain of Helga's betrayal still lingers, but it no longer defines me. I've built a new life, one that is stronger and more resilient than before. I've learned that even in the darkest of times, there is always a glimmer of hope. And as I look toward the future, I know that I am capable of weathering any storm. Because I've already survived the worst and come out the other side, stronger than ever. It wasn't easy to start anew, but the human spirit is remarkably resilient. With each passing day, I found small victories in my routine. I started running in the mornings, a way to clear my head and regain control over my life. It was during these runs that I often found clarity and a sense of peace. My children became my anchor. Their resilience through the upheaval inspired me. I made it a point to be there for them, to reassure them that despite the changes, they were loved and supported. We established new traditions, creating a sense of stability amidst the chaos. Work, too, became a sanctuary. I was promoted to a senior position, a recognition of my dedication and hard work. The increased responsibility kept me focused, and I found myself thriving in the challenging environment. It was a welcome distraction from the emotional turmoil. With the dust settling, I took time to reflect on who I was outside of my marriage. For so long, my identity had been intertwined with Helga's. Now, I had the opportunity to rediscover my own passions and interests. I signed up for a painting class, something I had always wanted to do but never found the time for. The process of creating art was therapeutic, allowing me to express emotions that words couldn't capture. I met new people, forming friendships that were untainted by the past. Helga and I communicated better as co-parents than we had as a couple in the final years of our marriage. We established boundaries and respected each other's roles in our children's lives. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary for their well-being. One evening, at a work function, I met Claire. She was different from anyone I had ever known, warm, compassionate, and insightful. We struck up a conversation that lasted for hours, and for the first time in a long while, I felt a spark of genuine connection. Claire had her own story of heartache, and we bonded over our shared experiences. She wasn't looking for a relationship, and neither was I. But as we spent more time together, a deep friendship blossomed. She became my confidant, someone who understood the complexities of my emotions without judgment. It was through Claire that I began to believe in the possibility of love again. She taught me that it was okay to be vulnerable, to open my heart to the potential of new beginnings. Our relationship grew naturally, a testament to the healing power of companionship. As my relationship with Claire deepened, I approached Helga with a newfound sense of calm. We had reached a point of mutual respect and understanding. We were no longer the same people who had once shared a life, but we were committed to being the best parents we could be. Our children adjusted well to the new dynamics. They saw that life goes on, that love and happiness can be found even after heartbreak. It wasn't a perfect situation, but it was one filled with hope and resilience. Claire and I took things slowly. We understood that healing takes time, and we were both willing to give each other the space needed to grow. Our relationship was built on trust and honesty, a stark contrast to the deceit I had endured. A year after discovering Helga's affair, I stood on a beach at sunset, hand in hand with Claire. The sky was painted with hues of orange and pink, a beautiful reminder that every ending is also a beginning. I had come a long way from the broken man who had opened that fateful email. I had faced my demons, rebuilt my life, and found a new kind of happiness. Helga's betrayal had been devastating, but it had also been a catalyst for profound personal growth. As the waves lapped at our feet, Claire turned to me and smiled. "You're stronger than you know," she said softly. "I had a good teacher," I replied, squeezing her hand. In that moment, I knew that I was ready to let go of the past and fully embrace the future. The scars of betrayal would always be a part of me, but they no longer defined me. I had found love, resilience, and a new sense of purpose. And as I looked out at the horizon, I knew that whatever lay ahead, I was ready to face it with an open heart and an unbreakable spirit. Life has a way of surprising us, of taking us down paths we never imagined. As I reflect on the journey that brought me here, I am filled with gratitude. Gratitude for the lessons learned, for the strength I discovered within myself, and for the love that found me when I least expected it. Helga and I remain committed to co-parenting our children with love and respect. We found a way to navigate our new relationship with grace, understanding that our shared history will always bind us in some way. Claire and I continue to build our life together, a partnership founded on trust and mutual respect. We've created new traditions, new memories, and a future filled with endless possibilities. As I watch the sunrise, I am reminded that every day is a new beginning. A chance to grow, to love, and to embrace the journey ahead. Life is unpredictable, but it is also beautiful. And as I move forward, I carry with me the lessons of the past, the strength of the present, and the hope of the future. Because no matter what happens, I know that I am capable of weathering any storm. I am resilient, I am strong, and I am ready for whatever comes next. As I navigated the complexities of my new life, I realized that healing is not a linear process. There were days when the weight of Helga's betrayal felt like an anchor, pulling me down into a sea of doubt and sorrow. But then there were days filled with light, where laughter and love seemed to flow effortlessly. Claire's presence in my life was a balm for my wounded heart. We spent weekends exploring nature, taking long walks in the woods, and finding solace in the tranquility of the outdoors. She encouraged me to confront my pain, to talk about my feelings instead of burying them. Her unwavering support was a constant reminder that I was not alone in my journey. Helga and I continued to co-parent our children, working together to provide them with stability and love. We attended school events, family gatherings, and holiday celebrations as a united front. It wasn't always easy, but we both understood the importance of setting aside our differences for the sake of our children. After months of searching, I finally found a new home. It was a modest house with a beautiful garden, a place where I could start fresh and create new memories. Moving in was a bittersweet experience. Packing up 17 years of shared history with Helga was a stark reminder of all that had been lost. But as I unpacked in my new space, I felt a sense of liberation. This was a place where I could truly be myself, free from the shadows of the past. Claire helped me decorate, infusing the house with warmth and personality. We spent evenings painting walls, assembling furniture, and transforming the empty rooms into a home. Her touch was evident in every corner, a testament to the love and care she brought into my life. One night, as we sat on the porch watching the stars, Claire turned to me with a thoughtful expression. "Have you ever considered writing about your experiences?" she asked. "I think it could be therapeutic." The idea intrigued me. Writing had always been a passion of mine, a way to make sense of the world. Perhaps putting my thoughts and emotions into words could help me process the past and move forward. With Claire's encouragement, I began to write. At first, it was just a few scribbled notes and fragmented thoughts. But as the words flowed, I found myself delving deeper into my emotions, confronting the pain, anger, and betrayal head-on. The process was cathartic, each sentence a step towards healing. I wrote about the initial shock of discovering Helga's affair, the intense emotions that followed, and the long road to recovery. I chronicled my journey of self-discovery, the new connections I had made, and the lessons I had learned along the way. It was a raw and honest account, unfiltered and unflinching. As the manuscript took shape, I shared it with Claire. She read each chapter with empathy and understanding, offering feedback and support. Her belief in me bolstered my confidence, and I began to consider the possibility of publishing my story. The decision to share my story with the world was not one I took lightly. I worried about how it would be received, about exposing my vulnerabilities to strangers. But Claire's unwavering support and the belief that my story could help others gave me the courage to move forward. I approached a few publishers, and after several months of rejections, I finally received an offer. The moment I held the first printed copy of my book, Betrayal Unmasked, in my hands, I felt a profound sense of accomplishment. This was more than just a book, it was a testament to my resilience and strength. The book's release was met with a wave of positive responses. Readers reached out to share their own stories of betrayal and healing, expressing gratitude for my honesty. Knowing that my words had touched others, that they had found solace and inspiration in my journey, was incredibly rewarding. With the book's success, a new chapter of my life unfolded. Claire and I grew even closer, our bond strengthened by the trials we had overcome. We talked about our future, about the possibility of blending our lives more fully. One evening, as we sat by the fireplace in my new home, Claire looked at me with a gentle smile. "I have something for you," she said, handing me a small, wrapped box. Inside was a key. "It's a key to my place," she explained. "I want you to know that you're always welcome, that my home is your home too." Emotion welled up inside me as I took the key. It was a symbol of trust, of commitment, and of the beautiful future we were building together. I leaned in and kissed her, feeling a surge of love and gratitude. As the seasons changed, so did our lives. Claire and I hosted a small gathering to celebrate the book's success and the new beginnings we had embraced. Friends and family filled the house, laughter and joy echoing through the rooms. Helga attended with our children, a sign of the amicable relationship we had managed to forge. It wasn't perfect, but it was progress. We had found a way to coexist, to support each other in our roles as parents, even if our marriage had ended. That night, as the party wound down and the guests departed, I stood on the porch with Claire, reflecting on the journey that had brought me here. The pain of the past still lingered, but it no longer defined me. I had found love, purpose, and a sense of peace that I had thought was lost forever. Life has a way of surprising us, of taking us down paths we never imagined. As I reflect on the journey that brought me here, I am filled with gratitude. Gratitude for the lessons learned, for the strength I discovered within myself, and for the love that found me when I least expected it. Helga and I remain committed to co-parenting our children with love and respect. We found a way to navigate our new relationship with grace, understanding that our shared history will always bind us in some way. Claire and I continue to build our life together, a partnership founded on trust and mutual respect. We've created new traditions, new memories, and a future filled with endless possibilities. As I watch the sunrise, I am reminded that every day is a new beginning. A chance to grow, to love, and to embrace the journey ahead. Life is unpredictable, but it is also beautiful. And as I move forward, I carry with me the lessons of the past, the strength of the present, and the hope of the future. Because no matter what happens, I know that I am capable of weathering any storm. I am resilient, I am strong, and I am ready for whatever comes next. With each passing day, the bond between Claire and me grew stronger. Our shared experiences had created a deep understanding and respect for one another. We decided to take a trip together, a chance to explore new places and create memories that were ours alone. We chose Italy, a place neither of us had visited before. The allure of its rich history, beautiful landscapes, and delicious food called to us. As we walked through the streets of Rome, hand in hand, I felt a sense of freedom and joy that had been absent for so long. We explored ancient ruins, enjoyed intimate dinners at charming cafes, and indulged in the simple pleasure of each other's company. One evening, as we watched the sunset over the Tuscan countryside, Claire turned to me with a thoughtful expression. "I want to share something with you," she said softly. She reached into her bag and pulled out a small journal. "I've been writing too. About us, about our journey. I thought it might be nice to read it together." Touched by her gesture, I took the journal and began to read. Her words were a testament to our love, our resilience, and the strength we had found in each other. It was a beautiful reminder of how far we had come and the promise of a future filled with endless possibilities. Returning from our trip, Claire and I decided to take the next step in our relationship. We moved in together, combining our homes into one. It was a significant milestone, symbolizing our commitment to each other and the life we were building. The transition wasn't without its challenges. Merging two households meant learning to navigate each other's habits and routines. But with open communication and a lot of love, we made it work. Our home became a sanctuary, filled with laughter, love, and a sense of belonging. Our children, too, adjusted to the new dynamics. They had grown to love Claire, seeing her as a source of support and stability. We created new family traditions, blending our lives in a way that honored the past while embracing the future. One day, I received an unexpected phone call from Helga. She wanted to meet, to discuss something important. There was a note of urgency in her voice that I couldn't ignore. We agreed to meet at a cafe, a neutral place where we could talk openly. As I walked in, I saw her sitting at a corner table, her face drawn with worry. It had been a while since we had talked one-on-one, and I couldn't help but feel a pang of nostalgia. "Thank you for meeting me," she said, her voice tinged with anxiety. "What's going on, Helga?" I asked, concerned. "I've been doing a lot of thinking," she began, her eyes downcast. "About us, about what happened. I realized that I never truly apologized for the pain I caused you. I was so caught up in my own guilt and shame that I didn't acknowledge your hurt." Her words took me by surprise. For a long time, I had harbored anger and resentment, but hearing her genuine remorse was a step towards healing. "I appreciate that, Helga," I replied softly. "It was a difficult time for both of us. But we've come a long way since then, and I think we both learned a lot from it." She nodded, tears glistening in her eyes. "I want you to know that I'm truly sorry. I hope one day you can forgive me." Forgiveness is a complex journey, but in that moment, I felt a weight lift off my shoulders. "I'm working on it," I said. "For both our sakes, and for the kids. Let's continue to focus on being the best parents we can be." Claire and I continued to navigate our lives with a sense of purpose and joy. Our relationship was a constant source of strength, and we supported each other in every endeavor. I encouraged Claire to pursue her passions, just as she had encouraged me to write. She started a small business, a dream she had harbored for years, and I was there every step of the way. One evening, as we celebrated the launch of her business, I realized how much my life had changed. From the depths of despair, I had found a renewed sense of purpose and love. It wasn't an easy journey, but it was one that had made me stronger and more resilient. As we sat together, surrounded by friends and family, I looked at Claire and felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. She had brought light into my life, helping me to see the beauty in every moment. Our journey was just beginning, and I was excited to see where it would lead. The days turned into months, and life continued to unfold in beautiful and unexpected ways. Claire and I made plans for the future, talking about the places we wanted to visit, the goals we wanted to achieve, and the life we wanted to build together. Our children flourished, finding their own paths and passions. They had grown up seeing the strength of our love and resilience, and I knew that they carried those lessons with them. One evening, as Claire and I sat on the porch of our home, watching the stars, I felt a profound sense of contentment. The journey had been long and arduous, but it had also been filled with moments of joy, love, and growth. Do you ever think about the future? Claire asked, her voice soft and filled with wonder. Every day, I replied, taking her hand in mine. And I'm excited to see where it takes us. As we sat together, embracing the beauty of the moment, I knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, we would face them together. Life was unpredictable, but it was also filled with endless possibilities. And with Claire by my side, I felt ready to embrace every one of them. Because in the end, it's not about the destination, but the journey. And our journey was just beginning, filled with hope, love, and the promise of a bright future. As our relationship deepened, the thought of marriage began to surface. I wanted to make our commitment official, to celebrate the love and partnership we had built. After a year of living together, I decided it was time to take the next step. I planned a special evening, wanting it to be perfect. I chose a secluded beach where we had shared many sunsets and picnics. With the sun dipping below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, I led Claire to a spot adorned with candles and flowers. As we sat down, I took her hands in mine. Claire, you've brought so much joy and light into my life. I can't imagine a future without you by my side. Will you marry me? Tears filled her eyes as she smiled, nodding. Yes, I will, she whispered, her voice filled with emotion. The moment was magical, a testament to the journey we had shared. As I slipped the ring onto her finger, I felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude and love. We embraced, knowing that this was just the beginning of a beautiful new chapter. Planning the wedding was an exciting and sometimes overwhelming experience. We wanted a ceremony that reflected our journey, filled with personal touches and meaningful details. Our friends and family rallied around us, offering support and helping with the preparations. We chose a small, picturesque vineyard for the venue, a place that embodied the beauty and tranquility we cherished. The ceremony would be intimate, with only close friends and family in attendance. Every detail, from the flowers to the music, was carefully chosen to create a day that was uniquely ours. As the day approached, the anticipation grew. I felt a mix of excitement and nervousness, but most of all, I felt a profound sense of joy. This wedding wasn't just about a ceremony, it was about celebrating the love and partnership we had built together. The day of the wedding dawned bright and clear, a perfect reflection of the joy and love that filled our hearts. As I stood at the altar, waiting for Claire, I felt a sense of calm and anticipation. The vineyard was bathed in golden light, the rows of grapevines creating a serene backdrop. When Claire appeared, walking down the aisle with a radiant smile, my heart swelled with emotion. She looked stunning, her beauty taking my breath away. As she reached me, we joined hands, ready to embark on this new chapter together. The ceremony was filled with heartfelt vows, tears of joy, and laughter. We promised to support and cherish each other, to face life's challenges together, and to celebrate every moment of happiness. Our friends and family watched with love and pride, sharing in the beauty of the moment. As we exchanged rings and sealed our vows with a kiss, I felt a profound sense of fulfillment. This was the beginning of a new journey, one filled with endless possibilities and boundless love. After the wedding, we embarked on a honeymoon that took us to the serene beaches of the Maldives. It was a time for relaxation, reflection, and celebration. We spent our days exploring the crystal-clear waters, lounging on the pristine beaches, and enjoying the luxury of our secluded villa. Each moment was a reminder of the love and partnership we had built. We talked about our dreams for the future, the places we wanted to visit, and the life we envisioned together. The honeymoon was a perfect blend of adventure and tranquility, a celebration of our love and commitment. One evening, as we watched the sunset from our villa's terrace, Claire turned to me with a smile. "This is just the beginning, isn't it?" "Yes, it is," I replied, holding her close. "And I can't wait to see where our journey takes us." Returning from our honeymoon, we settled into married life with a sense of excitement and purpose. We continued to support each other's dreams and ambitions, finding joy in the everyday moments we shared. Our home was filled with laughter, love, and a deep sense of belonging. We decided to start a family, a new adventure that brought its own challenges and joys. The process was filled with anticipation and hope, each step a reminder of the love we shared. As we prepared for the arrival of our first child, we felt a profound sense of gratitude and excitement. Our journey had been filled with ups and downs, but it had also been a testament to our resilience and strength. We had faced challenges, celebrated victories, and built a life filled with love and purpose. And as we looked to the future, we knew that whatever lay ahead, we would face it together. The day our child was born was a moment of indescribable joy. Holding our baby for the first time, I felt a surge of love and pride. Claire and I looked at each other, tears of happiness in our eyes, knowing that this was the beginning of a new and beautiful chapter in our lives. Parenthood brought its own set of challenges, but it also brought immense joy and fulfillment. We navigated sleepless nights, first steps, and countless milestones together, finding strength and support in each other. Our child became the center of our world, a symbol of our love and commitment. Watching Claire as a mother filled me with admiration and love. She embraced the role with grace and dedication, her love for our child evident in every moment. Our family grew closer, finding joy in the simple moments and celebrating the beauty of our journey. As the years passed, our family continued to grow and evolve. We faced challenges and celebrated victories, always finding strength in our love and partnership. Our children grew up, each milestone a reminder of the beautiful journey we had shared. Looking back, I realized how far we had come. From the depths of betrayal and heartbreak, we had built a life filled with love, joy, and purpose. Our journey had been a testament to the power of resilience, the strength of love, and the beauty of new beginnings. As we sat together, surrounded by our children and grandchildren, I felt a profound sense of contentment. Life had taken us on a remarkable journey, one filled with unexpected twists and turns. And through it all, we had found love, strength, and the promise of a beautiful future. Life is a journey filled with unexpected moments, challenges, and joys. As I reflect on the path that brought me here, I am filled with gratitude. Gratitude for the love I found, the strength I discovered, and the beautiful life we built together. Claire and I continue to embrace each day with a sense of purpose and joy. Our love is a constant source of strength, a reminder that we can face any challenge together. We have built a life filled with love, laughter, and endless possibilities. As we look to the future, we know that life will continue to surprise us, to challenge us, and to fill us with joy. And with each new day, we embrace the journey, knowing that we are stronger together. Because in the end, it's not about the destination, but the journey. And our journey is just beginning, filled with hope, love, and the promise of a bright future. As we continued to build our life together, Claire and I faced new challenges and opportunities. Our careers flourished, our children grew into their own unique individuals, and our family dynamics evolved. Change was a constant, but it was also a source of growth and renewal. One of the significant changes came when Claire received an offer to work abroad. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but it required us to move to a different country. We discussed it at length, weighing the pros and cons, and ultimately decided to embrace the adventure. The move was daunting but also exciting. We settled into a new culture, learned a new language, and made new friends. It was a fresh start, and it brought us closer together as a family. The experience broadened our horizons and deepened our appreciation for the world and each other. Living abroad brought its own set of challenges, but it also offered countless opportunities for growth and exploration. We traveled to new places, experienced different cultures, and created memories that would last a lifetime. Our children adapted quickly, making friends and thriving in their new environment. Claire and I found joy in discovering the nuances of our new home, from the local cuisine to the cultural festivals. Every day was an adventure, and we embraced each moment with enthusiasm and curiosity. During this time, I also found inspiration for my writing. The rich tapestry of experiences fueled my creativity, and I began working on a new book. It was a departure from my previous work, but it reflected the journey we were on as a family. Claire, as always, was my biggest supporter, encouraging me to pursue my passion and share our story with the world. One of the most rewarding aspects of our new life was the sense of community we built. We connected with other expatriates and locals, forming friendships that enriched our lives. The support and camaraderie we found were invaluable, helping us navigate the challenges of living in a foreign country. We became involved in various community activities, from charity events to cultural exchanges. These experiences brought us closer to the people around us and deepened our understanding of the world. Our children, too, benefited from these connections, learning the importance of empathy, kindness, and cultural appreciation. As we settled into our new life, I realized that the move had been a blessing in disguise. It had pushed us out of our comfort zone, forced us to grow, and brought us closer together as a family. The bonds we formed and the experiences we shared became an integral part of our journey. Through all the changes and challenges, the one constant in my life was Claire. Her love, support, and unwavering belief in me were the foundation of our relationship. We faced each obstacle with determination and resilience, knowing that together, we could overcome anything. Our love had evolved over the years, growing deeper and more profound. We had learned to communicate openly, to support each other's dreams, and to find joy in the simple moments. Claire was not just my partner but my best friend, confidant, and muse. As we celebrated another anniversary, I felt a deep sense of gratitude for the life we had built. We had faced trials and tribulations, but we had also experienced immense joy and fulfillment. Our journey was a testament to the power of love, resilience, and the beauty of new beginnings. As the years passed, I found myself reflecting on the journey that had brought us here. The initial pain of betrayal had been a catalyst for growth, pushing me to confront my fears, rediscover my passions, and rebuild my life. Through it all, I had found love, strength, and a sense of purpose. Claire and I often talked about the twists and turns of our journey, marveling at how far we had come. We had built a beautiful life together, one filled with love, laughter, and endless adventures. Our children had grown into remarkable individuals, each pursuing their own dreams and passions. Looking back, I realized that every challenge we had faced had made us stronger. Each moment of pain had been a stepping stone to greater understanding and resilience. And through it all, we had found love and joy in each other and in the life we had built. As we looked to the future, Claire and I felt a sense of excitement and anticipation. We knew that life would continue to surprise us, to challenge us, and to fill us with joy. But we also knew that we were ready to embrace whatever came our way. We talked about our dreams and aspirations, from traveling to new places to starting new projects. We made plans for the future, knowing that each day was an opportunity to create new memories and experiences. Our journey was far from over, and we were excited to see where it would lead. One evening, as we sat together watching the sunset, Claire turned to me with a thoughtful expression. "Do you think we'll ever run out of adventures?" she asked with a smile. "Never," I replied, taking her hand in mine. "As long as we're together, there will always be new horizons to explore." As we sat together, embracing the beauty of the moment, I knew that our journey was just beginning. Life was unpredictable, but it was also filled with endless possibilities. And with Claire by my side, I felt ready to embrace every one of them. Because in the end, it's not about the destination, but the journey. And our journey is just beginning, filled with hope, love, and the promise of a bright future. Years passed, and our lives continued to be filled with love, joy, and new experiences. Our children grew up and started families of their own, adding grandchildren to the beautiful tapestry of our lives. Each new addition brought a renewed sense of purpose and happiness. Claire and I often reminisced about our journey, marveling at the twists and turns that had brought us to this point. We had built a legacy of love and resilience, one that we hoped would inspire future generations. Our home became a gathering place for family and friends, a sanctuary filled with laughter, stories, and cherished memories. One summer evening, as we sat on the porch watching our grandchildren play, Claire turned to me with a serene smile. "We've built something truly special, haven't we?" she said, her voice filled with pride and contentment. "Yes, we have," I replied, squeezing her hand. "And it's all because we never gave up on each other or ourselves." As I looked back on my life, I realized how the choices I had made had shaped my journey. The decision to confront the betrayal and rebuild my life had led me to Claire, to a love that was deeper and more fulfilling than I had ever imagined. It had also brought me closer to my children, allowing us to form a strong, supportive family unit. Every challenge we faced had been an opportunity for growth, a chance to strengthen our bond and deepen our love. The move to a new country, the trials of parenthood, and the everyday moments of joy and struggle had all contributed to the beautiful life we had built. I understood that life is full of unexpected events, and while we can't always control what happens, we can choose how we respond. By embracing change, seeking growth, and holding on to love, we had created a life filled with meaning and purpose. As we entered the twilight of our lives, Claire and I found peace in the love and memories we had created. We spent our days surrounded by family, sharing stories, and enjoying the simple pleasures of life. Our journey had been long and eventful, but it had also been profoundly rewarding. One crisp autumn morning, Claire passed away peacefully in her sleep. It was a heartbreaking moment, but also a testament to the beautiful life we had shared. I was grateful for every moment we had spent together, for the love and joy she had brought into my life. In the days that followed, our home was filled with family and friends, all coming together to celebrate Claire's life. We shared stories, laughed, and cried, finding comfort in the legacy of love she had left behind. As I reflect on my journey, I am filled with gratitude for the choices I made and the love I found. Life had thrown its share of challenges my way, but each obstacle had been an opportunity for growth and renewal. Through it all, I discovered the power of resilience and the beauty of new beginnings. My journey taught me that love and hope can emerge from the darkest moments, and that the choices we make define the life we build. By choosing to confront pain and seek joy, I created a life filled with love, purpose, and fulfillment. Claire's memory lives on in the hearts of our children and grandchildren, a testament to the enduring power of love. As I continue my journey, I do so with a sense of peace and contentment, knowing that I have lived a life filled with meaning and joy. Looking back on the story of Helga, Claire, and my journey, I am reminded of the profound impact our choices have on our lives. The decision to face betrayal, to rebuild trust, and to embrace new beginnings was not easy, but it was incredibly rewarding. Through love, resilience, and a willingness to grow, I found a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment. Life is unpredictable, filled with challenges and joys. The key to navigating these ups and downs lies in our ability to adapt, to seek growth, and to hold on to love. By embracing change and choosing to see each moment as an opportunity for growth, we can build a life filled with meaning and happiness. My journey with Claire taught me the importance of resilience, the power of love, and the beauty of new beginnings. It is a lesson I carry with me every day, and one that I hope will inspire others to seek joy and fulfillment in their own lives.